Hi, everyone. Welcome to DPI Presents, where we interview industry experts about a myriad of topics to get fresh insights, fresh inspiration. And I want to introduce you to DeAnna McIntosh. I am so excited that you are with us today. She is a retail consultant, completely passionate about retail entrepreneurs in the small business space. So, welcome, DeAnna. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well. So we're going to just jump right in. Obviously, I know you, but please introduce yourself to our viewers today.
Thanks for having me. I'm DeAnna McIntosh. I'm a retail business coach and consultant, and I help retail entrepreneurs build a disruptive store business model and then systematize their back office to launch, grow, and scale their store profitably. I basically help retail entrepreneurs grow their store using the same strategies and tools that I used as a merchant and a buyer in several Fortune 500 retailers. So super passionate about small businesses and helping them thrive in this industry because they're the backbone of it. So it
Mhm.
only makes sense.
I remember seeing on your website, you call yourself the disruptor in chief. And I love that because this new marketplace that we are in is so incredibly competitive.
Mhm.
So, what is some of the misconceptions that some retailers have now?
Yes. Well, one big one is that people think that retail is a quick money business.
Mhm.
So like, okay, I can slap up a e-commerce website today and make sales tomorrow and get rich quick. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Mhm.
Like that's not a thing in retail. And especially with last year with COVID and everyone having to be online, like that's not a non-negotiable. Like you said, competition is rampant, like it's
Mhm.
everywhere now. So you really have to create a true brand and have a customer experience. Like you're not just popping up a store, it should be an immersive experience for customers.
I agree. It's not just kind of throwing that collection up there and walking away. That is so good because many times we can think that this is just a sprint, that we're just off to the races, but it really is a journey. And I love that you talked about being able to build your brand. So, what are some ways that retailers are able to build a brand? Maybe it's something that they haven't even thought of. And we know that a brand can have many different touch points. So, what are just a few ways that you can build your brand?
The first way is actually knowing who your brand is supposed to speak to.
So, so,
Right? 'Cause that seems so like a duh, but no. I mean, most of the time when I ask people, well, who's your target customer? That's like one of the first things I ask. And their response is something super generic, like it's a woman, she's 25 to 35, and she likes trendy things. She went to college, something generic. Like that doesn't tell me anything.
Mhm.
What is that person's hopes and fears? Like what keeps them up at night?
Yeah.
Why would they never want to shop you again? What other brands are they shopping? Because all these questions should formulate what is your brand. And so if I go to your website today, I should know immediately, is this website for me or not?
Yes.
Right? Because of the way you talk to me, because of the images that I see, because of the products that you carry. So just making sure that you know your target customer, like know them, give them a name, like know them so well that you can literally like visualize them next to you, because that's how you make your brand come alive, and to make sure that you're actually making sales, because selling to everybody is not a thing. That's selling to no one. Like you have to know exactly who you're selling to. And it doesn't matter if you've launched or not. When you launch, you should have the perspective of, I'm buying my products, I'm launching the store for this specific person. You don't get to like launch your store and figure out who your customers are. That's also not a thing.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. And many times for business owners, this is the one aspect that they have not thought about, really the buyer persona of
Yeah.
who it is you're trying to bring into your store, bring into your online channel. And I just agree with you because it impacts the way that you communicate with them. And I think it's important, and you're really raising one of the reasons why it is so important to hire a professional as yourself, as a retail consultant. So, what is a problem that you solve for emerging, aspiring, or even seasoned retail entrepreneurs?
Well, one is that not building a true brand. That's a big one.
Mm,
So I guess let me think of another one. Well, one of the problems, I guess, is that you're not thinking about the business holistically.
mm,
For example, when people launch or just in general, one of the top questions I get is like, where should I find unique vendors? Like, or where can I buy wholesale? Trade shows.
yeah,
But first, what's your buying budget?
yeah.
Right. And then I get the deer in headlights look like, what are you talking about? I just want to know how to find cute, cool products. Like, I just want to know what to buy. I don't like, who's your target customer?
Yeah.
What's your budget? Like, how much do you actually have to spend? What season is this for? Like, there's so many other questions that come up that you should know the answers to before you even think about buying.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's, or like, if sales are down, I just need to run ads.
Mhm.
No. Why are sales down? Did you buy the wrong merchandise because you didn't have that target customer in mind? Or because, right? Like, everything that you do in retail is interconnected.
Mhm.
So the answer that you think you're looking for, oh, my sales are down because my ads aren't working. No, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in the background that you have to make sure is connected together and working together to make the business work.
Yes, I'm telling you, the reason why you need professional help, it is definitely one of the reasons why we need professional help. So I know I've talked with many business owners, and one thing I am so impressed about you is that you really offer this customized approach. You go in, you assess. I know there's a free assessment on your website, and then you're able to diagnose where they are in their journey, whether they're just launching, or maybe they're in the awareness phase, or maybe it is the scale and grow. But it first starts with that assessments, and then you provide these incredible tools for your retailers. So you have an incredible website. Every time I see it, the hair is different, the images are different, but that's what retail is all about, keeping it fresh and engaging. So talk to us a little bit about, one of our viewers asked, how do I keep it fresh and engaging? I'm just feeling like I'm stuck a little bit. So how do you continue to inspire yourself, DeAnna?
Well, for me, my number one source of inspiration comes from traveling, which I can't really do right now. So neither here nor there. But so for inspiration and to keep the content fresh, I go right back to what I just said, which is everything's interconnected. So thinking about the business as a whole, the majority, actually everyone, I don't think I've ever met a business owner who's approached me to work together who had their entire business strategy for the year mapped out. So like knowing what is coming into your store in 6 months from now and what that message is going to be,
Mhm.
right? Like they didn't have that done. So if you're constantly on the hamster wheel, like, what should I talk about today? Oh, wait, that's coming in next week. Maybe I need to talk about that. Then your content is not going to be able to be as fresh as it can be because you're just like in that hamster wheel mentality, trying to figure out what to post versus again, having your plan mapped out. So I can tell you today what I'm going to post about in a year from now, right? Or 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, because I know what I have going on in the business that I need to talk about because I planned it out. Right. So planning is super important.
I mean, I know I keep saying I agree, but I definitely agree. It was,
Yeah.
when we were working for the large companies, there were marketing campaigns, right? And we knew from one quarter to the next what that marketing campaign would focus on. That really leads me into, we have 131 days left until Christmas. Like, ready or not, here it comes. Every retailer knows that holiday is coming, but when it comes fierce with a lot of force. In fact, the National Retail Federation has said that almost 30% of annual sales are done in the month of December. So, what is some advice for our retailers to really help them conquer this holiday season where there is such velocity of sales, we hope? So, how can some advice on how they can really conquer this holiday season?
Curation.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the little things. It's always the little things that people miss that could have driven big results. For example, last holiday, I asked a ton of retailers like on social media, well, how many of you actually had a gift category in your drop down on your website? The smallest thing, right? And most of them did not. Or, how many of you guys are offering gifting as an option on your website for holidays that you'll wrap the gift and include a handwritten note? No one. So again, it's like you have to plan in advance. You have to think about the entire customer experience. Like if you were a customer shopping on your own website, what would you want? Right? If you were shopping for a gift, is your site organized by holidays, or by who you're gifting it for? So just thinking about everything holistically is super, super important.
I agree when you look at a multi-channel business, because we know that there are some out there that has not only an online store, but also a brick and mortar store. If you have that gifting and then that customer comes into your brick and mortar experience, they're able to see those products showcased. It presents this very seamless transition from one channel of business to the other channel of business. That's good. And, you talked about earlier, it's really retail 101 that you're going to be spending money now, and this impacts your cash flow management because you're going to receive in October and November what you plan to sell in December. And so when you're able to curate and be very strategic about those dollars, yet again, the reason to hire your professional services, it makes a huge, huge impact. So, DeAnna, we have talked about so much. We looked at your website, DeAnnaMcIntosh.com, which is so great. There is that free assessment that is on there. But what is on the horizon for you? It's just so exciting to see you so passionate about retail. What's on the horizon?
Well, funny you should ask. I actually I'm going against the grain, I guess you could say, and I'm working with people pretty much one-on-one now, versus like group coaching or anything like that, because of the fact that I am super passionate about entrepreneurs, like truly getting results and creating stores and building stores that change the future of retail. And I just find that I love one-on-one connection. I love talking to people and hearing from them. And yes, they can get that from a group coaching program, but it's not the same. So what I'm doing is hosting intensives. So I had my first one for people who are launching their stores actually yesterday.
Nice.
And it's like 6 hours long, and it makes them like sit down, do the work, get all these ideas out of your head and onto paper with me there, guiding you, working alongside you. And by the end of that day, everybody had pretty much like an overall shell of their business plan done, and knowing exactly how much money that they're going to have to invest to make their store happen, like in a day. So I packed like basically 6 months or whatever worth of work or group coaching into a day. So that's what I'm about now. It's all about minimizing time to get things done and maximizing the impact. So I'm all about these 1-day intensives and VIP days. And VIP days are the next level of these intensives, because those truly are one-on-one with me. And we nail down, depending on what stage you're in, but we nail down something very specific in the business. So get that groundwork done so that you can scale profitably. And if you're already in the stage where you need to scale, then we put together an entire business management system in your business so that you walk away with a brand new way to manage your business going forward that enables you to scale. So one-on-one is for me. I want to hear you. I want to feel you. I want to know what your goals are and help you get there. quickly.
It really is what differentiates you, that you have this customized approach, this one-on-one. There's extensive knowledge. I have watched some of your content on your website, also on YouTube, and I am telling you on IG Live, there is so much great nuggets of wisdom that you allow your retailers to really go on the journey with you. So I know they're going to be asking, how do I get in contact with you? So tell us, how can our viewers get in contact with you?
Sure. So my website is DeAnnaMcIntosh.com, and you can find me on all social platforms at Deanna J. McIntosh. There's plenty, like you said, plenty of ways to see about me, hear about me, read content. On the website is the free assessment that we talked about earlier, which will guide you to how we can best work together. And then I also have a free training, private podcast on my website. So check it out.
Nice. You know what? Before we go, I remember when we were kind of doing our pre-meeting and you talked about, it's a daunting task for every retailer that is out there. Like, we know this is a daunting task. It is why she is in this business, to really pass along those large brands that she has worked for, those super brands, and be able to give you all of those great wisdom and insights. But I remember you saying to me, in its simplicity, buy, plan, sell, and do it again.
Yes.
That's an easy way, right?
Literally.
Yes.
Literally. I think that's the biggest thing is, I guess people just get into retail and just go without taking 10 steps back and be like, wait a minute. The whole retail business model is literally, like you said, you plan it, you buy, you sell, and then you do it all over again a million times. That's it. Right. So it's just all about having a system around that. So that when you're doing that, it's strategic and you're not just one-offing your business every single day.
Love it. Thank you so much. Again, this is DBI Presents with DeAnna McIntosh, a retail consultant. So happy that you were with us. If you have any further information, you can reach us at dpi2.com, or you can subscribe, hit the little red button to our YouTube channel. We look forward to seeing you next time. Be well.
Thank you.